So as you can see, Spawn Town has been changed just a little bit. It's kind of been Christmasified, but it is missing a few things. If we kind of come down here and take a look, you can see we have like our central Christmas tree, and I think it was Flip and Sausage that went after this. So those guys have been up to decorating all this, and you can see right here we have the Secret Santa. Grab a piece of paper. Ooh, I could probably actually do this right now. Let's go ahead and grab a piece of paper, and we can put our name in for the Secret Santa. If I can spell my own name right. There we go. And we can just throw our name in here for the Secret Santa. As everyone has a chest, so we're gonna have to come up with something whenever we do our Secret Santa thing here. But I am noticing there are presents and things like that, but candy canes are missing, and things like that. Just some other odd and end Christmassy items that I think are missing. And color, there's just the lack of color. And you know what would be good to fill all this empty color space with? Wool. And luckily for us, we have a wool farm. So let's get to decorating. So I grabbed my colors, and I think we should be able to make some really nice looking candy canes and things like that, but we need to figure out where to put them. So one candy cane I know would probably go good right near the shop, or right here maybe. And let's kind of get started with how this is going to work. We're going to use white and we're going to use red for our first few candy canes. When we kind of start it off, it'll be kind of, I guess we'll go 1, 2. We kind of need to make it a little taller, just like this. And then I think what I'll do is I will skip 1, go red like that. We might actually leave the, I think I'm gonna leave that like it is. We'll go over a couple. I'll do white again. Let's see, I might actually stop it here and go white there. Yeah, that's probably how I would prefer to do it. White and then red, white. Is that gonna work? No, we should probably do like white here and red here. Something like that, and maybe remove this. That probably works. I'll just take a look from the side over here and see if I like that. It can be improved upon. I wonder if quartz blocks would help with the rounding. Maybe if we put quartz blocks on the corner pieces here, would that work? So I think this is going to actually work perfect. Let's go ahead and place these quartz slabs here and here. And if we go ahead and break this, it doesn't really matter what tool we use, I don't think. That's starting to look more like a candy cane. Look at that. And I don't know if adding this here would help. Probably not. I don't think adding these little bits. No, that definitely doesn't help. So if we remove those and just go straight with the design that we had, I think that looks a lot more like a candy cane. Very nice. And now we don't have to make them as tall, but having these every few places would probably be fine. Would it even be better if we just removed this here and just had it like that? I almost feel like it is just too long. See, this is the whole part of designing these things like this. When you're not used to, kind of the design of certain things, it does take some time to get some references to figure out what you want to do. That actually might look a lot better. Making it a bit smaller. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely more candy cane like. I like that. We're gonna stick with that kind of design, and that also makes it a lot smaller for us, so we can turn them in all different directions, and it definitely does feel a lot better. So we could do one like right here. I'm sure would be fine. And have it maybe pointed towards the tree here. And just go back and forth. Yeah. Oop, that doesn't go there. Yeah, just have this go just running back and forth. And then to do this, it needs to go the other way, doesn't it? Yes. Like this. And then we did red, that's white. Red again. This, and then we'll do another red. But it's got to go on the bottom. Something like this. You know what? I like that being white. Yeah. That looks good. I like these. So I'm going to add a few of these and then see what else we can do. I was also thinking about putting some color into this tree, like any of the Christmassy reds and greens and lime greens that we can get in that tree. I would like to kind of scatter them through there and also add a few more candy canes. So I think the best way to get color in this tree is to kind of get a color palette here. We're going to do some red, green. I'm thinking white maybe would be in here, but light blue definitely. And just kind of going through here where we have lamps and maybe placing some lights or placing some colors next to those, next to these things, whether that is on the bottom or on the side, things like this. I think this is going to, yeah, definitely on the bottom of some of these where we do have some lanterns hanging. We'll skip the ones that are like that, but there are some other places that we can just throw color and things like that in here. And I think going in a circle will kind of help us not put things in too many different places, or put the same color in a lot of different places. So yeah, if we just kind of go around, I'm just sort of adding to this. And I'm just using different colors as we go. I think this section needs some hanging down from the bottom. Like that. We'll add another white here. I can do a red here. And just so on, you know, I'm kind of taking someone else's build and kind of adding a little bit to it. Hopefully they don't mind. But we'll see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, we'll take everything down. But I think it's going to look pretty decent. Definitely add some color, because I think that's what it was missing. It was missing just a little tad bit of color to this thing. Like if you had ornaments hanging off of it. All right, so let's take an overhead look. All right, I think it's, yeah, that definitely added a little bit to there. What was missing, it's not too bad. There is a little empty section, I think, right here. This like empty section here could probably use something, so we can throw like that there. But I think other than that, it's looking really good. So yeah, I thought having ornaments on like the main tree would be better. Yeah, this whole like side here kind of feels empty. This side, if I can land on it, there we go. Yeah, this side right here, I think could use a bit more red, maybe. Like where this is at. We got the green here. This section right in here could definitely use some color. Perfect. So yeah. I think I helped a little bit. At least I could say I helped decorate a tiny little bit. So I must say our villager breeder is doing pretty good. This is the kind of thing that I want to see. Is just a bunch of villagers being produced. Now, these guys will not all be farmers when we move them. What I'll do when I move them is I'll basically break some of these down, and these guys will just all turn into normal guys. And all I have to do is just place a track in here that sort of rotates, and they will just basically wander into it eventually. That's usually the best way I find to do this. There are other villager breeders that I've seen that definitely work a lot better than this, but this is sort of manual, and I kind of like some things manual. So I'll end up pulling them out, but we need a place to house them. And as of right now, we just don't really have a good area to put them in. So I need to come up with an idea. I need to come up with a plan. What do I want to do? How do I want to make this? What do I want it to look like? And how many stalls are we going to need for our villager trading booth? That is the question. That's what I got to come up with the idea for. So I better get to thinking. So I've come up with a location, and I think this is going to be a pretty decent location. Right over here in this hill is somewhere where I actually want this to go. And as you can see, I went ahead and made an entire stack of TNT, and we're going to blow this thing to smithereens. We are going to create 2 lines, I think. First line is going to kind of curve this way. So I do want to line TNT in here. And so I'm going to need to basically fill this area up with some TNT. And then we're going to light the whole thing off. So I'm going to drill a couple of veins, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, mine areas in here. Fill them with TNT and then light it. This is this is one area. Over here is going to be another going this direction. And like I said, all of this is going to have TNT in it, so it's definitely going to be an explosion, and I'm kind of excited to play with TNT more. Oh boy, and I can't wait for the newer versions, by the way. 1.15 is supposed to be a lot nicer on your computer when it comes to using TNT. I know a lot of people like to use TNT, especially me, as it is a really useful thing for building, especially if you like to carve out large quantities of stone and stuff. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to place some TNT just, throughout here. If stuff doesn't explode right away, of course, we can always come back and we'll add some more TNT. So if we don't use up all of our TNT doing it this way, that is perfectly fine. This should still ignite itself, right? This should transfer. Once one TNT explodes, it doesn't blow up the TNT, it just lights it. And there we go. Perfect. Now, I should be able to light this with my bow. It does have flame on it. So there we go. So we lit it with the bow and let's look. Oh my god. Oh, that was perfect. And that did exactly what I wanted it to do. So you notice how it, just by lining that up like I did, it left us with this really big hole, and it's not completely done. This is still not done. There's more TNT that I need to blast out, and we still have 17 more TNT left to go. That's plenty. I wanted this overhang as well, so that's definitely going to help out a lot. So let me kind of get back into here. I want to make a line in the back here, and I want to blow this out as well. So let me go ahead and place some TNT. I want all the rest of this TNT to go in here. Perfect. We'll stand back. Shoot it with our bow. I love being able to do that. And that should carve out another rather large area for us. Do I have in my adventure chest? That's not my adventure chest. One of these I have some torches in, or at least I thought I did. Maybe not. I'll have to go get some torches. Definitely, because that's going to fill up real quick if we don't have torches. Oh boy. But still, look how large this area opened up to. So all I got to do is I have very minimal clearing that I'm going to need to do with my pickaxe. So this saves us a ton of time. I'm not joking. Tons of time. So one thing I definitely want to do is make this kind of cave that we just set up look a bit more, I don't know, realistic. Make it look as if it's actually a cave that is kind of opened up. The best way to probably do that is to probably just use some gravel. We're also probably going to need some stone, regular old stone. I'm going to replace some of this with some stone, as we're going to need a bit of it. And we're just going to start building random stalactites and stalagmites. So just some random things hanging from these areas. I'm also going to try and have them connected here as best as possible. And all I got to do is kind of mine up here. And we're going to make a kind of a rough outline here of how this is going to look. And we're going to keep building off of this until it comes down. And then you figure out where you want the point to be. And I think that is a perfect place for a point. Like that. And I see right here that maybe this area needs a little bit of fillage. So we could just throw that in right there. Just kind of fill in some of these holes. I think that might even be able to go down further, just a little bit further, and just we're going to continue doing this with different places. So like this stone here, if I find a place that is like a pillar here, and I go straight down with it, then I need to find a place around it. Just to kind of fill in the area around it, just kind of make it look like it's actually falling off here, just like that. So you don't have just a flat piece. Even this, I would kind of take this right here and build it off a little bit more, just like that. And I want to kind of keep this look. I want it to look like that, and I'm gonna kind of do this all across the top, and that should fit perfectly. And here it is. So this is kind of what I have going. We have the kind of thing that's sort of hanging off, but this isn't the only thing that's going to be hanging off here. Of course, I will be having vines and leaves and things like that, making it look better. But I also need to come up with an idea to what to do back here. I want this to be the place where our villagers reside, but not just villagers. There's also possibly going to be a sugarcane farm that's going to be over here, like a zero-tick sugarcane farm, for villager trades. And maybe potentially some other things that are going to be over here for villager trades as well. Like we might also put our farm animals. But I need to clear out even more area. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what will be our cave system here. Because I think I want this whole area over here to be like an underground, maybe have almost like a hidden area. But when you walk in, you have this really large open area on the inside. It may have like a small entryway, but on the inside is a giant, like almost a really large room where our villagers are going to have their trading posts. And that might be something we work on next episode. I think we've done a lot today. We've got a lot done. That's for sure. We decorated the spawn a little bit, and we got all of our villagers here ready to go, and we built this massive open area here. So I think all in all, today I probably spent about 3 or 4 hours just throwing together this area here and getting it all up and running. Of course, it is far from done, as we do need a lot of decorating going on, but this is a big project. Villagers are not a small thing. I could, of course, go and do what I normally do, make a nice little small area, but this isn't hardcore. This is vanilla, where I have nothing to prove but my building style, right? So this will be worked on probably more next episode. Plus, I think we have something else special coming out next episode. All depends on what's going on. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.